Thank you for the introduction, Andrew. Hello, everyone. Do you want to introduce yourself again? What do you think? Should we do it? Fast, like 30 seconds, everyone. Let's start. Dimitris there.
Hi everyone, I'm Dimitris. I'm in the board of Tech Angels. Romania is the largest angel group in Romania and in the region. Myself, I'm a tiny angel investor, but very active. I think I gave 16 tickets in the last 4 years, so every quarter. I'm very happy to be here. I heard a lot about this city, and I'm even more impressed by being here. Thank you.
Sounds great.
Hi everyone, my name is Raya. Very nice to meet you all. I'm from Launchpad Ventures. We're a seed investor based in Bulgaria, but we invest across the region. Romania is a super active market for us. We've got 6 investments here from the current fund. We invest in seed and pre-seed companies in checks of up to 3 million euro. On a first-time basis, we've been around since 2012, one of the more active investors in the region, and we're very much looking forward to backing the next entrepreneurs from not just Romania in general, but specifically from Oradea. So, yeah, looking forward to it.
Thank you, Raya.
Hi, my name is Imre Hild. I'm the CEO of Obuda Univenture Capital, which is the first university-based venture capital firm in Hungary. We manage 28 million euros. Our investment target is between 50 and 750,000 euros. We invest outside of Hungary as well as in Hungary. The only requirement that we want to support Hungarian-related companies. In terms of industry, we support robotics, AI, obviously, deep tech, and pretty much anything that is related to university, again, within and outside of Hungary also.
So, hey, everyone. I'm Michal, partner of Depo Ventures. We are a pre-seed stage fund coming from Prague and focusing on CE startups. Already invested over 55 companies. About 20-25% of them are in fintech. Amazing founders, by the way. And since I know how fintech is challenging, we've already launched the fintechs, which is CE-wide fintech accelerator and community actually backed by MasterCard.
Thank you very much, guys. Okay, so I want us to be as pragmatic as possible. This is why sometimes I will just name you to get the question, and some of the questions will be open for everyone. But first and before anything else, we have 4 super active investors here. My first question is, how would you rate the quality of the deal flow you see in Central Eastern Europe in the last, let's say, 2 years, up to 2 years? How easy is it to find great fintech startups, and what great startups actually mean to you? So for this question, Dimitris and Raya, let's see what's your perspective on it.
Sure. Yeah, it's a great question. So, of course, let's say I'm on the angel side, right? So there are differences between the angel side and the VC side. So on my end, by being a very active angel across the region, right, I cannot complain that I don't have deal flow. I cannot complain that I don't have quality, right? I see some dryness, let's say mostly this year. VCs don't help because they don't invest much this year, so that doesn't make things easier.
Raya doesn't agree with you.
But I'm sure, so that's why I'm teasing them. You need to tease them sometimes so they get more active. Some are already active. So yeah, by having a large deal flow, by looking at different things, by looking at exotic things, and let's say mainstream, I think at the end you get your quality, right? But of course you need to take risk. You need to bet, right? So not only be based on numbers and on super things. Those things might not exist or might be very well hidden somewhere. But yeah, I don't complain.
What does a great startup mean to you? Like
a great startup, it's also a very good question. I would say after so many deals that I guess all of us see, so I think it's counted in thousands, right, per year. Yeah, for me, and as I said before in a round table, I'm looking to as perfect as possible combination of obsession and greed and people who don't sleep or they just wake up and sleep with the startup and nothing else, and that lasts together with a structure and strategy and maturity, and know your stuff and be humble and another million things. So
A lot of stuff
it's
here.
it's not so easy.
Thank you, thank you. Raya?
Quick comment, I also think the deal flow is pretty good from Central and Eastern Europe. Actually, I'm very excited about the region, and we're seeing a lot of growth and a lot of new, ever more ambitious founders and companies get founded in the region. So we as a fund, and me specifically, we're super bullish on Central and Eastern Europe. We think this is where the next wave of innovation is going to come from because we're more ambitious. We have to catch up. We need to be pushing ourselves, sleeping less, working more. We have that in our DNA. We have the competence as well as Eastern Europeans to actually deliver products, not just pitch them. So super excited about the region. We're seeing varying levels of activities in the different countries. I would say it's a bit of a cyclical performance in different countries. So currently Bulgaria, Croatia, for me personally, are a bit on the rise. Romania has been a little bit more quiet in the last 2 years. Well, not the last 2 years, maybe the last year. Or so, but I'm expecting Romania to get back in the game end of this year and next year. Specifically, Greece, I think, is pretty consistent in terms of activity, and we have other geographies like, Hungary, Czech Republic, Poland. So yeah, we're seeing a good amount of deal flow. What do we see as a great founder and a great company that we want to back? So definitely hard work. There's no getting around that. There's absolutely no question that you need to commit a lot of time and effort to developing your business. Whether you have your hobbies that are non-work related, you're welcome to have that. Don't necessarily care so much about that. We focus on the work part of things. And we like seeing ambitious founders that want to, and this is, specific to us as a fund. We're a 74 million euro fund, so we really need that scale in order to make our returns. The signal of a great founder is the hard work on one side, but also the developing expertise in what you do. The best founders that we have on the portfolio and the ones that we want to invest in are definitely experts in their field, and they're constantly developing. So when you have a conversation with a good founder, you know it because they know a lot more than you can ask. Like anything you ask, they're prepared. They've thought about so many scenarios, so many different angles of the business, and they are making informed decisions about how to develop the business, and they know where they want to go. So I would say those are the main traits of a good company and a successful founder.
Thank you.
And
Thank
many
you.
more things.
It's more complicated than that, I'm sure. Thank you, Raya and Dimitris. Let's go to Mikhail and Imre. Is there enough capital in the sea right now?
Yeah, there is.
There is. Just that. Okay.
Well, actually, the world has changed a lot, and although we don't talk about it, it is coming. Just recently, I was in Switzerland at a private investor meeting, and they just announced 100 billion euro fund, one out of Switzerland, one out of Norway. If you pay attention to the news, President Trump, the head of NVIDIA, they both announced hundreds of billions of euros of investments, both of them into AI and quantum.
Yeah, but
So,
that's in the U.S.
yes.
What about CE?
Yeah, there is no such thing as U.S. We can all go there. We can all take advantage of that. The U.S. market is $39 trillion. Why are we sitting here? I think that all together we have to think about where the I'm being Hungarian, where the paprika is sold at the highest price. So why would we actually go to a market that is familiar as opposed to a market that pays a high premium? Just recently it came out that an AI professional who is a good programmer in Silicon Valley gets $2 million in salary per year. And they actually reject those offers. So things changed tremendously just in the last 12 months. So looking downward, looking in a myopic view in this marketplace, like Carpathian Basin, Hungary, and all the other countries, I think that I'm always looking for somebody who has international capabilities, who is familiar with how the world is working in other major ecosystems, and willing to establish bridges and establish not only professional but human connections. Because that's what I found in the last 16 years, that if you make friends, you can make good business also. And that sounds something kind of trivial, but at the same time, that's what sometimes saves businesses in the long run. So to me, on the top of the list is the entrepreneur, he or she, one or two people. They are the most important part of the business, especially in Central Eastern Europe, where technical capability is very, very high, but business development is not that strong. So if I find someone, I stick with that person through thick and thin.
Okay, so I definitely don't want to be, I don't know, kind of appear as rude, but I just want to challenge this perspective. So you said that there are no borders anymore, basically, when we talk about capital in VC. The US doesn't, US, I know, CE.
Yeah, not much.
Okay, then what's the role of a local or regional VC anymore if they can go directly to the US and raise?
To get started, for example, we have a very strong view on international accelerators, which are kind of the gatekeepers into the international markets. And we are actually doing everything in our power to push them in that direction. And yes, make them go to Turin, make them go to London, Amsterdam, to all the major gatekeepers, because immediately when they show up there and they show their technical acumen, their valuation is going up, which is my valuation also. So why wouldn't I do that? Us as VCs, we always test the startups. We always ask them what they know about their customers. Well, what do we know about our customers? Our customers as international markets, some fellow international investors who actually don't know what our startups are about because the visibility of this region is super low. I'm very impressed by what I see here in Oradea. I've been doing it for 15 years and I haven't heard many of these news. I think that we all should give some more visibility to this region because no one else is going to do that. All the 80% of the major unicorns, I don't know if you guys know that 80% of them come from eight cities. And that's not because those 8 cities are special, but that's because those are the points where everything, like in a perfect storm, everything comes together: the markets, the investors, and the technical acumen. So what I'm always trying to propose to startups is feel free and go to those major marketplaces and trade your technical capabilities and introduce the product in that setting and think about that plan, that strategy, instead of trying to go to the international market from Budapest, while hiring some salespersons, in some other countries. So I'm more pushing for this practical aspect and be present in those major markets.
Thank you. Mikhail, is there enough capital in C, and what do you see the role of the VCs here?
Challenging question and even more challenging answer. I tend to agree with Imre, sorry. But on the other hand, I think we want to have strong capital market here. We want to have strong founders here. And why should founders come back to their home countries if they develop the companies in the US or UK? Yeah, our mission or our goal should be to develop a very strong entrepreneurial ecosystem here because we want to create a value here. Yeah, and we already have in the last 20 years we could see many success stories which are coming from Central and Eastern Europe, and without any capital from regional VCs, I would say the startups would be dead already. So take UiPath, take very interesting story actually is a Polish company, currently unicorn AI, invested by Credo Ventures. Forget the name.
Not Lovable, it's 11 Labs, I think.
11 Labs. Credo Ventures from Prague was the only VC fund coming from Czechia and Poland who invested in 11 Labs. It was and that Care Ventures was the elevator for 11 labs to the other countries, to the other investors. So I tend to agree that in theory it's okay, but in practice I think we have different goals. We actually want to have technology hub here because we want to create a value here.
Thank you. Thank you, Mikhail. I see a short
I'll pitch in super
reaction
quickly
from...
because we get this
Yes,
question from
yes,
every
yes,
single
yes.
LP we've ever spoken to. So why are you here? Like, why is there a local or regional fund to fund these companies when literally anyone can invest? It's different for the different stages, I would say, but definitely at the early stage, it's a local/regional game that we see. You need to know the founders because realistically, when you invest early stage, the business is, there's not that much to evaluate, right? So you need to know the people and you need to know how they're going to perform. And in terms of basing the business regionally, there's strong economic incentives for that. We know that it's so much cheaper, like dollars go so much further still in Eastern Europe
Thank you.
than they would in the US, for
Okay.
example.
Thank you, guys. Let's move to basically my last questions because the time is already out the window. And I will just ask you, like, very short answer to the following question. What is your greatest contribution to the startups that you back beyond the capital invested? So, like, what's your strong point? What can you help the most startups? You believe in them, you fund them, you back them, but what's the strongest, I don't know, advantage that they get by working with you that you can help with? I know, who wants to start first? Let's go.
I have a very specific pitch here in terms of our so-called value add. Once you get onto the VC ladder, you kind of have to keep going if you want to be a big company. And in order to get there, we kind of need to believe that. So what we help companies with is we invest very early stage. We help them set up a business that is structurally sound so they can support hyper growth that we're looking for. We help them set up the first KPIs and the first kind of business operational metrics. But the main value add is actually helping them secure that next level of investment. So we help them figure out what the business needs to look like to raise next round of investment, and we help them with the introductions to those investors. So that's kind of the short
And you work
pitch for me.
super close with the founders to
We
make
do.
sure
So
that happens.
So in our goal in the next the 2 years following our initial investment is to work with the companies super closely so we can set them up for success, and then kind of the bigger guys come after us and they take over the baton.
Awesome. Thank you, Raya. Let's go next.
Well, it's a very easy question for me, being an angel, so people will think that, this is kind of arranged between us. So I think in the stage and in Tech Angels and also myself as a very hands-on guy, I'm helping actually the team doing everything till the next guys come, and most of all to protect them. So I protect them from traps, to deal with people who promise, stuff and don't deliver, advisors who don't invest, I get even into the big shit, like founders leaving the company, buying them out, but not being bad livers, trying to do something, negotiate.
Sounds fun.
Sales, marketing, hiring, firing, yes, defining roadmaps, avoiding some VCs, get money from some other VCs, and the list goes on. So thanks.
So make sure you are good friends with the angels. Thank you.
In terms of our contribution, we have a pretty extensive international network. So we help them in the early months, early period of their development to get in touch with potential clients and potential partner investors. And being a university fund, we also help them with the technical validation and the technical solution development. There are 7 faculties at the university, so almost any question can be answered within the university. And it seems that the startups appreciate it a lot. And it happens quite often that some top technical guy from the startup actually starts to work with the university on an ongoing basis. They start to do some research and some additional additional benefits come out of that. So that's one of our missions also, is to kind of infiltrate the university with the idea of startup and entrepreneurship.
Thank you. Thank you. Carl?
Yeah, regarding our fund, we are providing the expertise. So our LPs, we have about 80 LPs, former founders, entrepreneurs, C-level execs who are jumping into our startups, 4 venture partners coming from very successful companies like AVG, Social Bakers, and so on. Very often, our venture partners are, for example, interim CIOs, COOs, and so on for 6 months. And in this way, they are helping the companies, to grow into the next stage. And in terms of the accelerator, it's actually the same. We are community-driven. So now, currently, we are doing our CEE roadshow and building the community of fintechers, banks, regulators, investors who wants to somehow build the next generation of fintech rock stars. So that's the access, and I think good founders only need access to clients, to follow-on investors, and to best people to their team.
Thank you. Thank you so much, guys. It has been fun, at least for my end, hopefully for you too, and for the audience. Big round of applause, and let's move to the next section.
Okay, the chairs.
Andrew, do you want to come on stage again, or how should we do it?
Wow, I don't know. That was quite fascinating. That was quite fascinating. Thank you all. Thank you all. What were those 8 cities, Imre? What were the 8